An exercise I quite often finish my class with once we have come up to standing is our one-legged standing. And I'm going to go through a few different variations of that today. So initially, I'm going to let you see what I'm doing with my upper body, and you can't quite see what's happening with my feet, and then I'll change the angle of the video. But for the moment, it's very straightforward. I'm going to stand on one leg. So it'll be my left leg initially. I'm going to lift my right leg off the floor, and I'm going to keep my hips relatively level. My belt is level. Now, as I'm standing on my left leg, there's various things happening. I can feel myself working through that left ankle, and this is an excellent rehab exercise for helping to strengthen that ankle if you've ever rolled your ankle. And if you've never rolled it, you're now doing what's called a prehab exercise, making it less likely that you will injure it. I'm going to just swap legs at the moment. So, I'm not only working through the ankle, but I'm also working across the knee joint. I'm very much working through these side muscles of my hip, my gluteal muscles. I'm working through one sling of obliques and similarly through my lumbar spine. At the moment, my eyes are open. The exercise gets much more difficult when you close your eyes. Okay, I'm going to show you a few different variations. So first of all, we can, of course, close the eyes. But another one that you might do beforehand, before you think of closing your eyes, which will challenge it, is you could just dart your eyes around left to right, like I'm doing now. So I'll look up, I'll look down, to the left, to the right, looking up at various angles, looking around my room. And you'll probably notice that you can't see my foot, but I am definitely a lot more unstable. If I was to start moving my head around as well, again, that makes it much more challenging. So these are a couple of little variations to make it a little bit harder. I'm going to swap legs. And of course, I'm always comparing between left and right. So again, I'm darting my eyes around. I've still got my corset muscles working. I'm actually moving my head a little bit as well, but just darting the eyes around initially, different angles. Now I'm going to start moving my head around, looking around the room, and that adds an extra challenge. I'm going to bring that foot back to the floor. I'm going to change the angle of the video in a moment, but just one little watch out point. If the leg that's off the floor is against the leg you're standing on, either like so, or pressed against it like this, or even pressed against it like this, it's easier. So just be aware you are making it easy. I'm just going to change the angle of the video right now so you can see a little bit more what's happening with my feet. Now you can't tell what I'm doing with my head, but trust me, you'll know when my eyes are closed. But before we go to that most challenging variation, I'm going to stand on one leg, and some people will never get to the close your eyes variation, or not in a hurry anyway. So I've just showed you a couple of other variations, the eye dart and the head movement. But another one you can do for helping to strengthen that ankle joint is you could do the clock, where I'm going 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, etc. 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, going back to 6 o'clock, going across the back to 7 and 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12. And then I'd normally go in exactly the opposite direction. I'm just going to swap legs in this case. But so I'd normally go, I'm going to go in the opposite direction, obviously, with the other leg. So I'm just going through the 12 hours of the clock. And as I said, I'd normally go once clockwise and once anti-clockwise. But just for time, I'm just going to show you that. And another one you might do is just where you're reaching forward, then you might go out to the side, and then you might reach across your body. Feel what's happening through your ankle as you do that. Reaching forward, reaching to the side, so pronation there, and supination there. All right, and now I'll go to my closing my eyes variation. So there's just a couple of other variations. All of these I've done so far with my eyes open, and I'm just going to close my eyes now. And straight away, oh, quite unstable today, straight away I will notice how much more challenging that is. I'm going to swap legs. And if you think about your foot as being, my eyes are still open, if you think about your foot as being a tripod, you've got the ball of your big toe, the ball of your little toe, and your heel. Whilst all 3 points are on the floor, you're going to be pretty stable. As soon as one of them leaves the floor, that's when your body is going to get very unstable trying to get it back. I'm going to close my eyes. I might just focus a little bit more this side after that bit of instability on the other leg. And I'm a lot happier with that. I'm going to go back to the other leg because I was struggling with it, so obviously it needs a bit more of a challenge today, so I'm going to close my eyes and try to be a little bit more stable this time. So I'm trying not to use my toes, especially the smaller toes. I'm trying not to claw with them into the mat. I am using the big toe a little bit, and that's fine. This is a lot more stable than it was the first time. So I'm going to bring both feet to the floor. My eyes are now open. I'll give myself a big clap. So nice work, guys. And that is the end of our class.